Hey everybody, welcome to our weekend check-in video for WSTS-47 Intro to LGBTQ+ Studies for Saturday, October 14th. Just going to go over some reminders and clarifications, anything I think you need to have a heads up on so you can do well in the course. So let's get started. First up here is, as you know, that our second exam is coming up when we return to class on Monday the 16th there. That covers chapters 5, 6, 7, and 8. As I told you in class, and as you got a recent announcement about this on Canvas, you do have a study guide to help you prepare, just like you did for the first exam. So go to the Canvas course page, look for the study guide module, go ahead and open up the study guide for exam number 2, and do take a look at that and just find what's on there to help you prepare. Especially you'll find some italicized information in 2 of the chapters, this time on chapters 5 and chapter 6, that will help you prepare for those 2 short answer essay questions. I give you a fair amount of detail in that italicized portion for chapter 5 and 6 to help you really prepare for those essay questions that will be found on the exam about that. So please make sure you prepare that there, and of course use the entire study guide to really get yourself ready for what might pop up there on the exam. We want to see you do well. Next up here is that our game plan for next week is we are going to be starting to cover chapter 9. But we do have our quiz on chapter 9, not scheduled for next week, but the following Monday there. In fact, there's actually 2 chapter quizzes on chapter 9 because it's a really long chapter actually. And so we're going to have a quiz 9.1 and a quiz 9.2, and the first quiz on chapter 9 will be the following Monday there on the 23rd. And when we do start our new section of material, once we're done with the exam on Monday, because we always have a little bit of time left over, so I just introduced the next section, we're going to be taking a look at the next, really changing gears and getting to a really new section of the course, which is all about representations. That is how we see queer folk out there in various sorts of settings, if you will. And for this first section on representations, because there's 2 sections in the course, if you look on your syllabus there, representations like part 1 and representations part 2. In this first representation section here, it's going to be all about certain types of arts. And so we're going to be taking a look at books, novels, poetry, paintings, photography. Really interesting material here. For example, we're going to be taking a look at poet Walt Whitman, playwright Oscar Wilde, and some of his novels there too. We're going to be taking a look at Oscar Wilde both in chapters 9 and chapters 10. Radcliffe Hall, you may recall from earlier in the course, she wrote that first, was considered first really important literary lesbian novel, The Well of Loneliness. Really interesting stuff. So we'll be talking about all these folks there. And also the vexing issue of moral panics. I've mentioned moral panic a few times in the course there. We're going to talk about exactly what that is. This is really more about efforts to censor certain forms of art that some folks just don't feel should be allowed to be seen out there. This includes things like book banning, which you've all heard a lot about lately, so I'm going to be covering all that stuff, especially when it comes to children and young people's books especially. And also be taking a look at advertising too. I've got some really great stuff to show you from the world of advertising, both print ads and video ads, that is commercials. I really kind of found some really cool stuff to show you, which some of which is talked about in your book and some of which is not. So I really do like to enhance that stuff because it's really fun, I think. And that's pretty much everything I wanted to say for this time. If you have any questions in the meanwhile, please reach out via email on Canvas, and I'll be glad to get back to your concerns there. Otherwise, I'll see you in class on Monday for our exam, so best of luck on that, and take care until then. All right, bye-bye for now.